Morning. Look at some headlines on the Vanguard newspaper. My name is Ifeyemi Andrew, and of course, all over the newspapers, Trump assassination attempt. Tinubu world leaders call shooting distasteful. There's several reports coming out with regards to that situation, and one of them is that the perpetrator of that act lost his life in the process. The Secret Service were on top of the situation. Well, we thank God that at least for now, there's no report of any life being lost. But then we're aware that some people around the area where the rally was holding in the crowd suffered some level of injury. How severe is yet unknown, but you'll definitely be getting all the details. This is not something that we want to see anywhere around the world, not just in America, but anywhere around the world. Still on the Vanguard newspaper, consumer spending down as Nigerians remain gloomy on economy. Katsina elders blast federal government over insecurity, poverty, LGBT. Now, there was, I think, a video I saw of something that happened along the Agbar axis of Delta State on the East-West Road. I mean, crazy stuff. Really, really crazy stuff. The insecurity problems. Naira depreciation escalates. Manufactured goods imports 139% to 5.74 trillion naira. And then APC begins move to demarginalize Igbos. Ganduje. All right. These are some of the headlines you would see on the Vanguard newspaper. See what we can take from the Punch before we go over to the phone lines. Now, quickly remind you that we are streaming live on Facebook at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Okay, so go on Facebook. You can watch and listen to the Morning Crossfire from anywhere you are in the world. And now would be a perfect time to tell somebody to do that. So go on Facebook, subscribe. Nigeria Info 92.3 PH is the handle. Subscribe, like, and don't forget to click on the share button. That's very important as well. Don't forget to click on the share button. All right, now that we have that out of the way, let's quickly come back to some headlines on the Punch newspaper before opening the phone lines. Dangote lists refinery shares March, supplies petrol August. Okay, so it's a shift in the date. It was supposed to be July. Well, now it's August. Tinubu world leaders condemn assassination attempt on Trump. It's been coming from every angle. Zelensky from Ukraine, from the UK, leaders from around the world. Why local government autonomy can't work? Fayose. Creating more states won't solve Southeast problems. Agbakoba. CBN drops BDC operators in $123 million sale. Court orders federal government to disclose conditions for lifting X ban. That was the ban that was on Twitter earlier, if you remember. Then it was called Twitter. And yes, some of the headlines there on the Punch newspaper. Quickly, 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0002. That's the number to call, 0817-923-0002. You can also call 0817-923-0003 to get access to us in the studio now. I'll take some of the messages here. Iyobu Kelvin on Facebook says, good morning. If anybody should be arrested by the police, is acclaimed by the ally of the FCT minister, would be the former council chairman for failing to give account of their stewardship after 3 solid years. Adenobi Casey says Ogugbolo appoints 160 advisors. The chair has appointed 1,000. Promise one call calling for the Solution of Cities chairman. Same people that destroyed Simplify movement equipment in Echie now speaking. And Adenobi Casey says, okay, I think we took that already. Beckham Benigbo says NDDC repairs part of the East-West Road. It's a good one. They should as well extend to other heavily dilapidated areas. Wanyanwu Obiomanobu says people should stop disturbing the CTC chairman. They have come to stay and they will stay till after 3 months. Now, this was interesting about the East-West Road. I think we had the Bayelsa State governor talking about reaching out to the Minister of Works, and the response in a conference call conversation that happened between himself, the minister, and the contractor, where the contractor says it is the impatience of the drivers. That's why this traffic and the road is what it is. The road is bad. And if the minister doesn't have first-hand information on the situation of the road and have to rely on what the contractor just told him, that's also something that we now have to question. Because, I mean, come on. Clever Sonny, it's very bad to hear that U.S. politicians have copied politics of bitterness from Rivers State politicians. Let's also understand something with the situation in the U.S. It largely may not have anything to do with politicians. I mean, there was, if you remember in France, somebody slapped Macron. Do you remember? There are some individuals, it's not like here where we feel bad, we complain, we call this leader thief, corrupt, this one. But if you see the person, everybody, we go to the rallies together and we still support the person. In the US, it's quite different. There are some people who feel really hurt. Some are very extreme with what they do. And I think that's just one situation of a person who perhaps is not satisfied with Trump or has some personal grudge that has to do with the policies or whatever. And that was how they chose to vent it out. I mean, some people can just do some unbelievable stuff. And that is a typical example of someone who was not in check of their emotions and how they were thinking and processing information. I was giving the example in France where somebody slapped Macron, if you remember. He went for a rally, similar situation. He was walking with security and somebody rushed out and slapped the president. And because at the time you had the yellow vest protest in France, if you remember, and then there was a lot going on in France. So some people who did not like the president, his policies and all of that stuff, that was how it happened. So I don't think we should begin to say, oh, politics. No, it might not really have to do with politicians. Fidelis Alemuwa says the political act of disrespecting elders will cause more problems for the political class. Miracle says, good morning. Please, our manager is ban on X, formerly Twitter, but we still use it daily. No, there's no ban on it. The court is only asking the former administration led by the Lai Mohammed ministry, at the time it was Minister of Information, to make public the agreements that they reached with Twitter, now X, at the time before the ban was lifted. So we don't misinterpret. All right, Lugard is in a chair. Let's start there quickly, straight to the point. Good morning, Lugard.
Yes, Andrew. Greetings from a chair to you. Good morning.
Greetings.
Yeah, the chief of staff to a chair local government area promised one call calling on the arrest of CTC chairmen in Rivers State. For me, that call is in order. You remember what the Supreme Court said? And following the Supreme Court judgment in Rivers State, those people ceased to parade themselves as CTC chairmen in Rivers State. So that call for the arrest is a very good one. Remember, promise one call followed with Obinanyang, the brought peace in HA. So that call is a very good one. Finally, Andrew, in the jingle played today by High Chief Onwa of Ogeda, I want to say it's a very good one. I want to commend him. This is a man who loves his people, a man who brought peace in Ogeda. What is he requesting for? He's only asking for state government to please come to the Ogeda community.
Let's go to Buguma now.
Modern schools. And remember, Andrew...
Lugard, we have to move on to Lugard now. Thank you. To George, sorry, we don't have a lot of time. Your point already made.
Yes,
George in Buguma, good morning.
And happy new week to you.
All right, go on quickly.
I'm thanking the giant side governor of Rivers State, His Excellency St. Joseph Fubara, who have come at this time to elevate the primary health center. He told us that this second time, basic health center, secondary, and the higher institutional health centers will all be put in place. I want to thank him for that visit alone. I think it's a relief to the Degema people, seeing the presence of His Excellency, coming to see things for himself, and have promised to elevate the health structure of Degema. I think that he has promised not only Degema, but all the 23 LGA will feel the impact. I want him not to be deterred. He should continue to forgive even those who are insulting him, since they cannot insult their master, but they feel they can. And so, in my place, there is a local palace that said that the elders are like a dustbin where you can throw anything on top of them, and they are not worried. You understand? So,
all right.
He is the most elder.
George, your point has been made. So thank you very much. Let's go to JJ in Rumigbo. Thank you, George. JJ, good morning.
Yeah, Andrew, good morning.
Yep, go on, please.
Our Governor Siminalayi Fubara, promised to prioritize healthcare in Rivers State. That's the way to go. Andrew, you know the slogan now, health is wealth. Only the healthy people can create wealth. So that's what our governor is pursuing right now. But NDDC said they have started remedial work on the east-west road, especially from Ahoda to Gobia and those areas to Bayelsa. It's a good one, but I want to make a clarion call to Boma Iyaye. Please remind your people you are the EDFA. Remind your people of the Okrika bridge that will link Okrika to Borokiri area. Don't just sit and just watch. Allow that bridge continue in your time so that you can have something in your name. Conclusively, the former chief of staff saying that people should be arrested. I will not suffer. This was the same person seen on video that led thugs, led policemen under Tinje Disu to burn down people's property. And they told us here that they've declared him wanted. Where is he talking from? Oh, if one not for good, not go climb up, I swear. So for me, I think he should be the one to be arrested, not any other person that is calling right now.
All right, Cookie Gammon Rumolumeni, good morning.
Andrew, good morning.
All right, good morning.
Andrew, I just wanted that to condemn the association of Donald Trump in his rally. America has now come to that stage of shooting their presidential rally. I condemn it, join the world to condemn it. Andrew, my only concern this month is the governor's visit to Degema, promised to give health care to Rivers people. And we live in Rivers State. You know that what Rivers State was a flyover. They don't have pension hospitals in Rivers State. Go to Asarama, go to Bonny, go to Poponkoro, go to local government, go to Mama. They cannot see good health care in this village. After 8 years, former governor of Rivers State, all the hospitals want to come out to. So I want to beg this governor, please help us and put this into work very soon, because people are dying in villages in Rivers State. And the former chief of staff, the police will arrest the cabinet committee that they have banned them. So he said he was still in office. Like he said, I've been in office. Why they but arrest them? I thought his chief of staff is still now. So does he believe that was the cabinet committee in Rivers State? I had to my brother. This guy has
all right, Cookie Gam. Thank you. Thank you very much, Cookie Gam.
For good 8 years, nobody, by God's divine grace, Governor Sima,
Cookie Gam. Thank you very much. Your point has been made. We have to get on with it now. Thank you very much. 0817 923 0003. Number to call. You can also reach us in the studio with 0817 923 0007. Stanley is in Elelewan. Good morning to you, Stanley.
Good morning and Happy New Week.
Yep, go on. Happy New Week.
The statement credited to Honorable Evans BP that he's the rightful chairman. I want to ask, was he elected? It's really appalling that His Excellency, the governor of Rivers State, who is a product of law, is the one flouting laws in this state. The Appeal Court said that all Okojombo did is nullity. All, including the screening of the commissioners who are working with the governor. The 23 caretaker chairman, illegal caretaker chairman, but their screening and confirmation are nullity. And the governor is still working with it, even when the Supreme Court has gone ahead to declare that this is unconstitutional. and the governor is still working with them. It's really appalling that a man who came through law is the one flattening law in these states. We are watching. Then talking about the election, the people calling one candidate to come and conduct the election. The election they are talking about, who will conduct it, RISEC, which fund will they use to conduct the election? If you may remember that the budget that was passed by the self-acclaimed speaker, talking about the chief of staff, government house, that Federal High Court under Omotosho nullified that this thing, budget, and they asked our governor to go and resubmit the budget to the authentic speaker, who is Right Honorable Martin Chikamewu. Up to now, the governor has not done that. You see why I say he's acting on illegality? All
right, Stanley, let's move on quickly. Temple in Eche, good morning.
Good morning, the very distinguished Ifemi Andrew. I remain the very distinguished.
Go on, please.
Okay. The very distinguished Ifemi Andrew. I think it is indeed a very good one. My governor making a prompt visit to the Degema Zonal Hospital, reinstate his commitment in ensuring that the Rivers people get a good health, center. In as much as I'm concerned, I also want to appeal to my governor, just because of me and because of the good people of Eche and the simplified movement as far as Eche is concerned. So please look towards the health center that is abandoned here, the zonal health center at Okehi, and the smaller one at Okomoku, Eche here. At least they need this attention also. And at the same time, very distinguished, if we must tell ourselves the truth, if not that it is not in the nature of basket to be ashamed, but at least as a human being, the person carrying the basket should have some atom of shame. When we talk about arresting the CGC chairman, what crime has they committed? The former chairman that are parading themselves, even the chief of staff of a local government that came to your studio, even when they know that their tenure has expired, still parading himself. If not that the AG has choose to be biased, his chief promise was not supposed to be cooling himself within the confines of Krikri prison. Let's have some atom of shame. Thank you so much.
Mobula from Abua, good morning. Okay, I lost that call. We'll go to Alu. Blessed is waiting. Hello, Blessed. Good morning to you.
Good morning, my brother. If you hear me.
Yes, go ahead.
So I guess maybe former chief of staff of HL tried to say that they should arrest all the caretaker chairman. This is the laughable. And at the top, it doesn't hold water. Let me tell you one thing pertaining what is happening. If not because of the judiciary that has turned the country into upside down. Rivers State is a peaceful state. When the tenure of former local government chairman expired, what they need to do is for them to vacate office. Depend on when the governor will take the reset to conduct the election, so that the people will elect their people to go and reset, to go and govern the local government. Because local government is the grassroots of this thing. And everybody see what is going on. When IG legality Rivers State, tell is not to continue barricade the state local government secretariat without any reason. It's uncalled for. And our good president is what is happening in Rivers State. And we have said this thing before. If Rivers State is coughing, the entire nation will catch a cold. Our governor is here to give the dividend of democracy to everybody. See the Honorable Abansado Chijoko doing well. That is doing well, and the Esteban James in Paga, they are all doing well. Those are the type of people that we need in the state, so that Rivers State can work again. So the Rivers State from everybody is easy. See the past administration, do not undo. State of economy is wrong. The trade sector is wrong. Health sector, no one. What are we talking about? The governor of Fubara has come on board. Say, let's put Rivers State in order. That's my own concern. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Blessed from Alu. And on WhatsApp, some of the messages here. Onwuju Gift says, I plead with our governor to look into the General Hospital at Okei and Okomoko. This one says, Iceberg says, the call by the former Chief Council, Chief of Staff for the arrest of the CTC chairman is neither here nor there, because this same man was perceived a suspect that led dogs to destroy properties of those simplified Thanksgiving in Eche. Hello, Andrew. I think to me it is wrong for someone to say that the U.S. copied policy of violence from the case of assassination and some attempt of assassination previously in U.S. Well, we've had histories of assassination in the U.S. where presidents were shot, and I mean, we know some of the very popular ones and all. But in this day and age, it's not something that we should encourage or we're supposed to see. Most importantly, like I've said before, I think it would be too early for us to begin to make political assumptions and say, oh, politicians sponsored, oh, this one. It's quite different. And I was giving the example of what happened in France, and where the president was slapped by someone who felt aggrieved. And even what's even shocking is the reaction we have to this. This is the US, where people go into schools and shoot people. And forgive me if it doesn't make any sense, but how concerned we are now. Were we concerned like that when people go into schools and you hear that they shot people? The most is, oh, hey, what's happening? And then that's it. And now this is a big case because a former president is a human being, just like the many children in many schools in the US that are shot every other day by some persons who just get up and feel like they are not satisfied with maybe color, or sometimes it says mental problems, and then you shoot people in schools. So I think we should take a step back and try to take a different approach with how we respond and the comment to make about issues like this. Stephen Igbiki says, good morning. On Trump's assassination attempt, this is not good for America, the world at large. Good morning. Any man thinking that CTC members should be arrested is a joker. This is Sonny Odimegu. All right. Justice Story says the young generation should not make it a habit of insulting elders just to please paymasters. Back to WhatsApp. This person says, for Ernest on the call for arrest by allies to the minister. That is unpatriotic. We still have states running the CTC. An election in River State is by October. So let's have peace. This person says, good morning. It's laughable to hear Evans Whoopi speak that way. There is nothing like caretaker committee chairman and no money anymore for any state without a properly constituted elected chairman. Evans Whoopi should better know that there is no money for him. Earlier, the better. Odinaka Woike says the APC national chairman should allow Igbos rest and focus on fixing the country that is now messed up. Woike Odinaka, that is from you. And then we'll see if we can do one more here. Kelvin Frank says, if anybody should be arrested by the police, it should be the former chief of staff, HA Council, and then the former council chairman for failing to give account of their stewardship after 3 years in office, he says. All right. And this is the much we can take. I would have to go on a short commercial now. Alarius Beef says, good morning. I'm very surprised that there can be an assassination attempt on the U.S. former president. This really shows that nowhere in the world is safe. Thank God Ability says, Supreme Court didn't rule that caretaker chairman should be dissolved immediately. All right. Let's go take a commercial now. And then Business News at 7 is next.
For more talk, news and sports, stay tuned to Nigeria Info.
We'll be right back after this.